Imagine a child, barely old enough to reach the keys of a harpsichord, composing music that would leave adults speechless. Picture a young man, travelling across Europe's grand courts, dazzling royalty with melodies that seem to flow from the divine. This is the story of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, a musical prodigy whose brilliance illuminated the 18th century and whose works continue to captivate the world. Born on January 27, 1756, in Salzburg, Austria, Mozart's life was a whirlwind of genius, ambition, struggle, and unparalleled creativity. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was born into a musical family in Salzburg, then part of the Holy Roman Empire. His father, Leopold Mozart, was a respected composer, violinist, and teacher whose instructional book on violin playing was a standard text across Europe. His mother, Anna Maria, nurtured a close-knit family, and Wolfgang grew up in a household filled with music. Leopold's strict yet devoted parenting shaped Wolfgang's early years, as he recognized his son's potential almost from the cradle. By age 3, Wolfgang was picking out chords on the harpsichord. At 4, he was playing short pieces, and by 5 he was composing, creating his first minuets with an instinctive grasp of harmony. His sister, Nannerl, a gifted musician herself, later recalled Wolfgang's uncanny ability to improvise and compose with ease, as if music poured from him naturally. Leopold, both proud and ambitious, saw his children as a ticket to fame and financial security. He meticulously trained Wolfgang, teaching him not only music but also languages, mathematics, and literature, fostering a well-rounded intellect that would later shine in his compositions. In 1762, when Wolfgang was 6, the Mozart family embarked on a grand tour of Europe. Wolfgang and Nannerl performed for aristocrats and royalty in Munich, Vienna, and beyond. The young Mozart astonished audiences with his ability to play complex pieces from memory, improvise, and even perform blindfolded or with the keyboard covered. In Paris, he charmed the French court at Versailles, where he played for Louis XV's family and was showered with gifts. In London, he performed for King George III and met Johann Christian Bach, whose elegant style influenced Mozart's early works. During this time, he composed his first symphonies, including Symphony No. 1 in E-flat major, written at age 8 in 1764. These tours, often involving weeks of travel in cramped carriages over rough roads, established Wolfgang as a child prodigy and set the stage for his lifelong pursuit of musical greatness. They also exposed him to diverse musical traditions, from Italian opera to German counterpoint, which he absorbed like a sponge. By his teenage years, Mozart was back in Salzburg, under the patronage of Archbishop Hieronymus Colloredo, the city's ruler. Leopold, employed as a court musician, secured a position for Wolfgang as a court organist and composer in 1773. However, the restrictive environment of Salzburg stifled the young composer. Colloredo was a stern employer who viewed musicians as servants, demanding obedience and limiting creative freedom. Mozart, brimming with confidence in his abilities, chafed under these constraints. He longed for recognition beyond the provincial city, where his talents felt underappreciated. During this period, Mozart produced a wealth of music, including symphonies, concertos, and sacred works like the Missa Brevis and the violin Concerto No. 3 in G major, which showcased his growing mastery of form and expression. His compositions showed increasing sophistication, blending the elegance of the classical style with emotional depth. Yet his relationship with Leopold grew complex. Leopold was both mentor and manager, pushing Wolfgang to excel while controlling his career decisions. Letters between father and son reveal a mix of affection and tension as Wolfgang sought independence while Leopold urged caution. In 1777, at age 21, Mozart set out with his mother on a journey to find a better position, visiting cities like Munich, Augsburg, and Mannheim. In Mannheim, he encountered the renowned orchestra, celebrated for its precision and dynamic range, which inspired his orchestral writing. He also fell in love with Aloysia Weber, a talented soprano whose voice captivated him. Though his feelings were unrequited, this period inspired works like the Piano Sonata No. 7 in C major and the Sinfonia Concertante for violin and viola, reflecting his emotional intensity. The Mannheim trip also introduced him to the clarinet, an instrument he would later elevate in works like the Clarinet Concerto. Tragically, the journey took a dark turn when Anna Maria fell ill and died in Paris in July 1778, leaving Wolfgang grief-stricken and alone. Devastated, he returned to Salzburg, but his discontent grew. His relationship with Colloredo deteriorated, culminating in a heated confrontation in 1781. Mozart resigned, famously declaring his independence with a boldness that shocked his father, reportedly telling Colloredo's steward, "Tell him I am done." He moved to Vienna, determined to forge his own path. Vienna, the musical capital of Europe, was where Mozart's genius truly flourished. The city buzzed with cultural energy, home to opera houses, concert halls, and a cosmopolitan aristocracy. Mozart immersed himself in its vibrant scene, performing as a pianist, composing prolifically, and teaching students to support himself. In 1782, he married Constanze Weber, Aloysia's sister, despite Leopold's disapproval. Their love was genuine, and Constanze, a singer herself, supported Mozart's career, even singing in his works. Though their marriage faced financial struggles and the loss of 4 of their 6 children, their bond endured, with Constanze later championing Mozart's legacy after his death. Mozart's Vienna years were his most productive. He composed masterpieces across genres, including piano concertos, which revolutionized the form with their dramatic interplay between soloist and orchestra. His symphonies, such as the Hafner and Linz, showcased his ability to blend grandeur with intimacy. His chamber music, like the String Quartet No. 19, pushed harmonic boundaries, startling listeners with its bold opening chords. His operas, however, were his crowning achievements. Collaborating with librettist Lorenzo da Ponte, Mozart created The Marriage of Figaro, a comic opera that blended humor, social commentary, and sublime music. Its premiere at Vienna's Burg Theatre was a triumph, though its satirical take on class dynamics, servants outwitting their masters, stirred controversy among the aristocracy. Don Giovanni followed, a dark and thrilling blend of comedy and tragedy that showcased Mozart's ability to capture the complexity of human nature. Premiered in Prague, where Mozart was adored, it was a sensation, with audiences marveling at its dramatic intensity and unforgettable melodies like La ci darem la mano. Così fan tutte, another Da Ponte collaboration, explored themes of love and fidelity with wit and emotional nuance, though its cynical tone initially puzzled audiences. These operas, performed in Vienna and Prague, cemented Mozart's reputation as a theatrical genius. He also composed for the Viennese public, writing dance music like the German dances and piano variations that delighted audiences at public concerts. His final operatic masterpiece, The Magic Flute, was a German singspiel that combined fairy tale elements, Masonic symbolism, and profound humanity. Premiered in a suburban Vienna theatre, it was an instant hit, drawing crowds for its enchanting music, like the Queen of the Night's aria and universal themes of love and wisdom. During this time, Mozart also composed the Clarinet Concerto, a lyrical showcase for his friend Anton Stadler, and began his Requiem, a work shrouded in mystery due to its incomplete state at his death. Despite his success, Mozart faced constant financial difficulties. His lavish lifestyle, fueled by a love for fine clothes, billiards, and entertaining, combined with irregular income from commissions and performances, left him in debt. Vienna's aristocracy admired his talent, but often failed to provide consistent patronage, preferring less challenging composers. Letters to friends, like those to Michael Puchberg, reveal Mozart's pleas for loans, yet his creativity never wavered. In 1791, he received a mysterious commission to compose a Requiem Mass, later revealed to be from Count Wolseg, who sought to pass the work off as his own. Mozart, weakened by illness, poured his soul into the Requiem, with its haunting lacrimosa, fueling myths that he sensed his own mortality. In late 1791, Mozart's health declined rapidly, likely suffering from rheumatic fever or a streptococcal infection. Exacerbated by overwork and stress, he grew weak and bedridden. On December 5, 1791, at age 35, Mozart died in Vienna, leaving Constanze and their two surviving children, Karl Thomas and Franz Xaver. His death was mourned across Europe, with Prague holding memorial concerts and Vienna's musicians honoring him. Contrary to myth, he was not buried in a pauper's grave. His simple burial in a common grave followed Viennese custom for the middle class. Constanze worked tirelessly to preserve his legacy, organizing publications of his music and performances of his works. Mozart's output was staggering. Over 600 works, including 41 symphonies, 23 piano concertos, 18 operas, and countless chamber and sacred pieces. His music, with its balance of technical precision and emotional depth, defined the classical era and influenced generations of composers, from Beethoven, who admired his operas, to Tchaikovsky, who emulated his lyricism. His ability to blend joy, sorrow, and wit in works like the Jupiter Symphony or Eine kleine Nachtmusik continues to resonate today. Mozart's innovations, his chromatic harmonies, structural clarity, and emotional expressiveness paved the way for the Romantic era, making him a bridge between musical epochs. Mozart's life has been romanticized, with stories of a tortured genius or a carefree prodigy. The truth is more complex. He was a man of immense talent, driven by passion and ambition, yet constrained by the social and financial realities of his time. His letters reveal a playful, witty personality, full of puns and humor, but also a deep commitment to his art. He navigated a world of rigid hierarchies with boldness, seeking creative freedom in an era that often undervalued artists. His relationship with Leopold, while strained by differing ambitions, was rooted in mutual respect, and his love for Constanze sustained him through hardship. His legacy endures not only in concert halls, but in the way his music speaks to the human experience. From the exuberant arias of Figaro to the haunting chords of the Requiem, Mozart's compositions capture the full spectrum of emotion. His story is a reminder that genius can emerge from humble beginnings, triumph over adversity, and leave an indelible mark on the world. His music transcended the courts of Europe, reaching everyday listeners in Vienna's theatres and beyond, and today it lives on in films, concerts, and even pop culture. As you listen to his music or watch his operas, imagine the boy from Salzburg, fingers dancing across the keys, pouring his soul into every note. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart didn't just create music, he created a legacy that continues to inspire, uplift, and unite us across centuries. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Mozart's remarkable life. We hope you enjoyed exploring his story and music as much as we loved sharing it. If you found this video engaging, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more biographies of great composers. Your support keeps us going, and we look forward to bringing you the next chapter.